everybody! I'm so glad the timer worked out. I made sure to do that last night, as I said over on Twitter and Blue Sky that I was going to make a timer. But anyways, welcome all into the Haven. Today we're going to be doing some Genshin Impact. Because I finally, I fixed it a while ago. It was a very simple fix. I just hadn't gotten to it because of new job stuff. And PGTuber decided to... Oh, no, that's my bad. Whoops. I broke that. I thought it crashed. No, we're fine. Anyways, time to get back into Genshin. I have not played since 3.5, so I'm, as the title implies, very behind in the lore. So I want to catch up before I'm 10 updates behind, as I believe the live stream for 4.4 went up today. So I'm very behind. So it is time to catch up. I'm not sure how behind I am, if there's any more Sumeru stuff. Otherwise, it's just a lot of Fontaine stuff. Currently in Mondstadt. I'm on my controller. Gonna have to get used to some of the controls again since it's been ages since I've played. And hopefully the volume isn't too bad. May have to readjust it a bit. But it is time to do some quests. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. So, what do we have? Archon quests. It looks like... Oh, there is some stuff in Sumeru. No, time to go to Fontaine. It's time to go to Fontaine, it seems. The next phase of your journey is about to begin. Wow, I thought there was maybe a little more left in Sumeru, but I guess not. Actually, hold up, I need to turn myself down just a tiny bit over in OBS. And I don't have like any hotkey to do it. That should be fine. It showed me getting a little bit too loud. And I'm not being that loud right now either, so. Alright, all the way over here. Yeah, as you can see, I have not done... I've barely done anything in the desert. And this whole... I think some part of this is the, like, deeper desert or whatever it is. I remember seeing map leaks of it, and I never went into it. And I'm guessing this is Fontaine area. Damn, that's huge. They really got that far. That is not what I meant to do. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna have to teleport over there, so let's get over there. So glad I'm at least picking up the controls back real quick. Besides the A and B button. That's fine. If I keep doing that over and over, it won't be like terrible, you know. No! Gosh, freaking. Okay, it's gonna. Hold on. It's been like a good, want to say, at least 4 months since I've played this game. There we go. Teleported right. It's taking a little bit though, but it might be loading in a cutscene. No, just took a minute. Man, I miss all of the Genshin scenery. There's just so much detail and stuff. And look, you just draw on the sand with your feet. It's been so long. I love all of the art in Genshin. I miss seeing all this stuff and just like the characters. I love the characters.
Caravan rebut. Now let Paimon think. What were we up to the first time we came here? Oh, Paimon remembers. Nahita's consciousness had been trapped by the doctor, but we followed the clues she left behind to help her.
Oh, I think I just remembered something about the controls. You can switch them around. I just didn't remember that was a possibility. We'll deal with it for now. And while, you know, voice actors are voice acting, I'm going to be quiet. When it starts getting to like quests that I actually have to read myself, I'll read them. But otherwise, I'll just let the autoplay play. Wow, you have a good memory, Paimon.
So much time has already passed since then. And it seems Sumeru's changing for the better now that Nahita's in charge, right? Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time. And then Nahita won't have any more new problems to deal with.
Yes, but as long as we're around.
Yeah, guess you're right. We somehow always find ourselves right in the thick of it. Who knows what will happen next? Come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble.
Really, Paimon? You're not any better. I was just thinking you might be the problem, Paimon.
Huh? Me? Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble. At most, when she was super tired, Paimon got caught in some strange whirlpool and sucked out into sea. And even then, you fished Paimon out. Anyway, for Nahita's sake, maybe we should think about heading to our next destination for now.
Alright, let's continue our journey.
Ah, look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
I apologize if that hurt anybody's ears. I love her. I wish her character came out better when they made her. I don't know if they don't really fix their characters like that. But man, she's so pretty. She's hot. But dang, does playing her not work out? I'm sure somebody's got a way to work with her, but no.
Oh, it's Dia! Since when are we just wandering around? We're usually taking care of some serious business. Even though it may have nothing to do with our journey. But never mind that. What brings you here?
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. Just escorting a shipment of goods. I'm on my way to report back. That's when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. What were you two talking about anyway?
We're preparing to leave Sumeru and head to Fontaine. Uh-oh.
Huh? You serious? Can't say I saw that coming. But you are travelers after all. I guess you'd never stay for too long in one place. Bumping into you like this will become a rarity. I'm starting to feel sad just thinking about it.
Aww.
Hey, how about I gather a few mercs to escort you two? What do you say?
Thanks, but no need. Oh, Paimon had no clue you'd miss us so much. But don't worry, we'll come back to see everyone when we get a chance.
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross this stretch of desert and navigate some waterways. Knowing you two, I'm sure it won't be anything you can't handle. So, when are you leaving?
We'll depart as soon as we've finished a few more preparations.
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there are still a few dishes in Sumeru that
Oh
Paimon
my
hasn't tried
god.
yet. Now, where's that list Paimon made?
Oh, what's this guy's issue? Can we not have another
I
fight
see.
before we leave?
Guess you won't be needing a going away party or anything. It's sad enough to see you go like this. Though, now that I think about it, Sumeru wouldn't be what it is today without you. Seems true heroes always prefer leaving quietly.
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahita?
She'll know from our dreams anyways.
Oh, good point. Then there's no need to bother her in the real world.
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now, Traveler and Paimon. Whether as a client or a friend, you're always welcome to come find me.
Take care. I hope there's some events. If they probably already passed, but like kind of involve coming back here. They probably passed though.
Goodbye, Dia. Bye-bye, Sumeru.
Bye bye to the forest and welcome to Waterland. Actually don't know how much of an ocean Fontaine is. I feel like Paimon got longer legs. Dang! That's freaking pretty. Lovely water animation right there. It looks so shiny and like so clean. And just like there's not a lot of like structures to it, like cities and stuff. It makes it just look like so natural. Do we just fly over there? Well, before I do, let me fix the control thing, because I know that was a switch somewhere. Think. There we go. Ah, much nicer. Okay, now that this is gonna be a lot better. And that's still the same, so I'm supposing we can probably just fly over there. I hope I'm not wrong about that. Actually, is my stamina gonna hold? Oh shoot. I didn't really think about that. Well, we'll find out. Otherwise, we'll just have to be very careful about it, but my stamina seems to hold. I guess you could, if I remember right, fly quite a bit in Genshin. I remember people always complained about the stamina amount you got, but this seems fine. I'm just still in the middle of the ocean, so I don't know if I have enough. Hopefully I can land close enough. Oh, okay, I should be fine. Woo! New place, new adventures, and a lot of water. We're gonna be the most hydrated adventure ever.
After crossing all that sand and water, we finally made it! Oh, this must be Fontaine's port! Wow! Everything looks so advanced in Fontaine! Paimon's heard that the industry here is extremely developed, and there are all kinds of unusual machines!
I always thought like Fontaine would become kind of like a more steampunkish city, and it kind of went that way just in like a lighter tone. It's really cool looking. So I heard, and it's what I imagined.
Just seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found something to do. What do you think?
Let's start by meeting the Hydra Archon. When you go first to meet the Archons, that's how you get yourselves in trouble.
Good idea! Nahida gave us loads of useful information. Seeking out the Seven is probably still our best source for information at this point.
True. Our journey is to find my sibling, and also to find the truth. We're more just trying to find the truth at this point, because we don't even know if it's our sibling anymore. But finding the truth is gonna help.
The more we can learn, the better.
Exactly.
What do you think the Hydro Archon's like? Will we get along? Nahida said that she has a very unique personality, whatever that means. To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join the party.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy how things ended for him. Clearly, he was a pretty decent person.
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity that it never happened. Still, his story is quite the tearjerker.
Excuse me. Can I help you too? I couldn't help but notice you standing here listening.
Hi. We're travelers new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask, but you seem to be really busy talking about some kind of play, so we didn't want to interrupt.
Play? Oh, no. We're talking about something that really happened. In fact, it's a case that was just heard a few days ago.
Court case?
Really? Like, a real trial? But the way you were talking about it and the words you used just now made it sound like some kind of story.
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? And what you see in reality may also be someone deliberately putting on an act while harboring ulterior motives. Whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out on the stage is splendid enough.
But it's a court
Oh,
case!
but it looks like you're not from around here. You probably don't know that the Fontaine Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese, or more commonly known as just the Opera House.
Oh, that explains it. Because if we're talking like a real courthouse, no, the truth is more important. But if it's a fusion of the two, you know what? Sure, it's their choice. So they see trials as some sort of opera.
But, shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that? Not to question Fontaine's way of doing things. It's just that putting someone on trial is usually a very serious thing.
Very true.
No worries. Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same thing. You could say that we just don't want to waste the moving stories behind those cases. And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have the absolutely just and honorable Chief Justice Neuvillette, as well as the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice, false charges and injustice are a thing of the past now.
Oh, there's gonna be a bunch of, like, French names, isn't there? I'm gonna probably butcher some of these. But the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, I only know how to do that one because of all, like, the whole memes about it. That's the one thing I know about Fontaine, is just that meme. So luckily, I've avoided a lot of spoilers besides, seeing some characters I don't count as spoilers unless they're, like, supposed to be a really hidden character. But a lot of these were leaked a while ago, like when I still played, so it's not too much of a surprise, and I don't mind that. I just don't want to know any of the lore in advance. I almost got spoiled once, but it was fine. I was able to skip it. A judgment device created by the Archon.
Oratrice? Is it some kind of machine too? Oh, Paimon's curious. We should check it out if we get the chance. Wait, Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question. Do you know what we should do if we want to meet the Hydro Archon?
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically lives there. You could definitely say it's her biggest passion.
I think what they mean is that they wish to speak with the Archon personally. In that case, I'm afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment well in advance, and it'll depend on whether or not she has any time slots available.
Alright, I think the game might be a little bit on the quiet side. I'm gonna turn it up just a tad, because there's not a lot of music, it's just a lot of talking. And we're just mainly listening to it, so let me turn that up. Probably there's fine. Let me know if it's too loud or anything like that. I'm not really talking over anybody for the most part, so I'm trying to get it to equal volume, but not as loud as I am. Make an appointment?
Huh. Is the Hydro Archon super busy taking care of official stuff? Wait, didn't you say that she's always at the Opera House?
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. The reason it's difficult to make an appointment is simply because she's incredibly popular.
That's right. After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from time to time, people can't get enough of her.
Huh. First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described that way before. Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon is kinda like a big celebrity here, right?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Perhaps you could even say our mascot.
Hang on. This is still Fontaine's Archon you're talking about. You should show some more respect.
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front of visitors. Otherwise, I might get arrested and find myself face to face with Monsieur Neuvillette.
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying something disrespectful about the Hydro Archon.
Seems like the people of Fontaine really like the Hydro Icon. Oh my god. Hydro Archon. But they don't appear to revere her.
Alright, I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Archon at the Opera House. But who knows how long making an appointment will take? Guess we could have a look around the city in the meantime. Hey! What are you looking over there for?
Did he spot what I saw earlier? Yeah, he did. There's a girl over there. She's been standing alone for quite some time.
Huh. Maybe something's the matter. She isn't going to jump into the water, is she?
Oh god! Are we getting this serious real quick?
Maybe I better go check on her.
Well, dramatic start, but for a city whose courthouse is basically, an opera house, kinda makes sense. Oh god, this water is really freaking loud. Are you... oh yeah, she is kinda close. The water's... it depends on if she can swim, how deadly that is.
Hello there. Excuse me. Are you alright?
Huh? Ah, I'm fine. Thanks.
Oh, okay then. We just noticed that you seem to be worried about something.
About many things, actually. But there's nothing I can do but just keep my troubles to myself. I was just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids. It was just atop that hill over there. See?
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you saying that you and your brother lived in the water?
Maybe they're mermaids or a fantastical... I hope I said that right. Race from Fontaine?
No people call the waters around Fontaine a sea. It's actually just an inland lake that's filled with fresh water. And no, I can still see that hill clearly in my memories. Now, it's been completely submerged. He would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind. The sun shone brightly, and the air was filled with the scent of the sea. But now, the water is gradually swallowing our memories. It won't be long before it swallows us.
Sorry. Paimon doesn't really get what you mean.
Ah, I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Oh, and you are?
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. There's no need for any concern.
The duo!
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
Indeed.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine. We were just talking with your sister. Even though we didn't really get what she was saying.
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom speaks at all. I'm usually the only one she ever talks to.
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us. Paimon's always the one talking for some reason.
Well, maybe because you don't let me talk. There's hardly anything left for me to say with you around Paimon.
So that's how you think it is?
Yeah,
I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
I like her.
Seems you were right, Paimon. We are quite similar.
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is engulfing your memories? And that it won't be long before it engulfs you too?
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine for some time now. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. There's no doubt about what's happening in Fontaine now.
Oh, what's happening in Fontaine?
Where to begin?
Story time! Story time!
Let's put that question on hold for a moment.
Aww.
We still haven't formally greeted each other yet, have we?
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
I guess not. Are they gonna do a magic
Hello,
trick?
traveler.
Oh, we're shaking hands. Hello. Ah, Linny? Linny. It's a pleasure to meet you.
And hello, Paimon.
Hey! Why didn't Paimon get a handshake? You're not poking fun at Paimon, are you?
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of etiquette we have here in Fontaine when making new friends. You should remember it. It might prove useful.
Oh, alright then. Well, Paimon's just happy to have a local friend now. By the way, we were just getting ready to go to the Opera House to meet the Hydro Archon. Would you be able to show us the way?
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at all. In fact, I was planning to go to the Opera House later myself. I'll gladly take you once I finish things here. Please, follow me.
I feel like his voice fits his name and maybe his attitude. I'm not sure exactly how Linny's supposed to be acting. Or like what kind of character he is, but I feel like the voice really fits. Same with Lynette. They got really good picks. And I like Lynette. I think she's the one you get for free too, but Linny I totally missed.
You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has come to see you.
Or we're getting arrested. We're totally getting arrested, aren't we? Hello? Who are you? You're pretty. Hi, welcome on in. Just getting into all the Fontaine stuff. All the story. Oh no.
Huh. So, she's the Hydro Archon? But how did she know we were looking for her?
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration. If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu. As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and his companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Is she talking about us?
Yeah. And nobody here seems to be holding a
I've long
glass.
heard of the turmoil and chaos you left in your wake as you visited other nations. But I welcome you nevertheless. No, I have come to receive you personally.
We're getting arrested.
Here is for insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured, I see clearly your sincerity. Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my authority. Intelligent people always gather under the correct banner. I, Focalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip. Now, you may rejoice in this.
Well, finding the Archon was easy enough.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here for a few minutes.
We have.
But the Hydro Archon's entrance was, how should Paimon describe it? A little over the top? Miss Hydro Archon? coming?
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose it's only natural for you to be awestruck by my abilities. You had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god? All it takes is a flick of my finger for me to know everything about you.
It's that dude from Sumeru who was just looking over at us.
Whoa. Talk about sounding high and mighty.
Feels like she can't get over herself. Well, I mean, she is a god. If she lives in an opera house, this is probably all she gets influenced by.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremony still isn't enough? What else should I say then?
No, it's enough. It's enough. It's okay.
Is she waiting for us to start talking?
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. What a surprise! Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I not notice before?
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh, is that Lady Farina? Is there some kind of drama going on?
Of course. That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories are about. Lady Farina came here to personally see him. Oh, I bet this is gonna be the duel of the century.
Ooh, I've got to see this. I knew Lady Farina would never disappoint.
Yes, but don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy, and despite the noise, I've come to tolerate all their ruckus.
She's very snotty.
You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this traveler from another land, just as you were hoping to see.
She acts a little snotty, but I think it's just one, she's over the top of herself with being a god, but two, she lives in an opera house. She's surrounded by drama. Probably all she's raised on. And since this is her nation, she's probably just at least entitled a drama queen. Maybe she has the softer side and this is all just a show for her. But why do we have to fight her? Why? Are we fighting in court? Are we fighting, like, dramatically? Like, what's happening?
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Bring it on.
Are you not afraid? Might I remind you that this is a duel against the divine?
Yeah, and we're cool, so...
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Stand down, Clorend. I admire his bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. He is obviously a true warrior. Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to be thrilled, and a mere duel will not slake their thirst for excitement.
Huh. Yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
Bruh.
On Araneus, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. I'm getting a bit old, to tell the truth.
You guys wanted the dang duel. I didn't want it. I would have liked to just, walk around, go have some food, then meet her like a civil person. I accidentally tabbed out of the game doing that. We're fine.
You see. Then, as the god of justice, I shall face this traveler in another kind of duel. A duel in court!
All right! Now that'll be worth seeing!
Right. This is Fontaine, after all. Such a grand opera house, it would be a pity not to use it.
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? seems you've spent a little too much time in the opera house.
True.
Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean you're going to put us on trial?
We literally just arrived here.
Oh, we have reason to put you on trial. It's obvious, isn't it?
Obvious? Is it because we just got here? Are we not allowed?
According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month. You are clearly guilty of violating this law, no?
She's counting Paimon as releasing a flying object. She's not counting Paimon as a person. Oh god. Oh, I actually kind of feel bad for Paimon. She made us get arrested.
Oh, so that's what they've done wrong. That's our Lady Farina. No one knows the laws of Fontaine like she does.
You call that obvious? What kind of law is that? Wait, flying object? You mean Paimon?
Oh, poor Paimon.
Precisely! Now, if you two have no objections, then in the name of the Hydro Archon, I order your arrest.
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil the fun, but if you would allow me to interject, I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Linny! Finally someone who's not crazy. How could anyone call Paimon a flying object?
Ah, great magician Linny, my beloved citizen. I'll permit you to object, but how exactly do you plan to prove your claim?
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of saving the show. So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to perform a trick for everyone.
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did Linny do that?
Ah, when Lenny patted you on the back. I was wondering why he did that instead of like a handshake or even just like any kind of normal interaction. You just pat her on the back.
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
That's even worse. Now she is more like an object. Oh my, he did not help that much. I mean, maybe, sure, not a flying object. But calling Paimon a balloon is not any better.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty good. Nice one.
Huh. I'm not sure what to think. It seems Lady Farina's charges no longer hold water.
Exactly.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny. Just the sort of unexpected twist that I enjoy. With you here, today's performance can finally be called complete.
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice will not bring charges against an innocent person. But when there are valid grounds, I will not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the gods of other lands.
Man, you're kind of
Forward
evil.
to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr. Linny and Miss Lynette. That's enough for now. Toodaloo!
I like her outfit though. I like all the blue glow. Oh, and even Chlornide? It's like her name almost wants to spell.
She's gone! Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. You never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene just now was really...
Yeah, exactly. That kind of a bunch of drama that went nowhere, and she went away anyways. I don't know. It's not giving me the best impression of her, but you know what? Maybe there's a twist. They say everything in the drama usually ends up having a twist. Thanks for bailing us out, Linne. Linny?
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation, just in case. I didn't think it would actually come in handy. So, now do you see what kind of god Lady Farina is?
Yeah.
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Yeah, confusing is a good way to put it.
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny. It sounded like you'll be performing at the Opera House, right?
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette is my assistant. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine, the Opera House.
But isn't the Opera House where criminal trials are held in Fontaine?
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of Fontaine, the line between a trial and a performance can be a little blurred. And speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate. Might I invite the two of you to see my performance?
Yes, please.
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now, and we wanted to go to the Opera House anyway.
I would be delighted.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way. I just have something to take care of first.
Is there any other way I can help?
You really mean it? Then I'll take you up on your offer. This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to the people here.
It looks just like a bag, but maybe it's actually smaller than it looks.
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that... You asked me before about the prophecy, right? Let me start by telling you a little more about what it entails. I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around Fontaine. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the Nation of Justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved. Until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned.
But if everybody's...
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
But if everybody's born with sin, wouldn't that not exclude the god itself? Wouldn't she have sin herself, even maybe more than the other people?
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is that supposed to mean?
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia.
Oh.
But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they can only be regarded as conjecture.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the prophecy completely? Why bother feeling guilty all the time?
That's exactly what the people did at first. But In the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
But now the water is engulfing our memories.
Many places have already been completely submerged, and now lie beneath the sea.
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility, which would end up sentencing them to death. We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started distributing magic pockets to them. As a magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity. I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Oh, that's neat.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day! But this is more than a bit of rain.
Yeah, but it's kind of sweet that they're at least trying to help make that effort, even if it's subtle. The prophecy is true, then is there no way to prevent the disaster?
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. But who knows? We're just tiny specks in the grand scheme of things. Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic pockets to anyone nearby. Be sure to convince them to take it, regardless of what they say.
Just say it's a cool looking bag. Like water disappearing into water. Right, gotta go distribute them. Oh yeah, we talked to this dude. Hey, you wanna take one? Maybe? Perhaps?
So you're the blonde traveler that everyone's been talking about. My apologies for not recognizing you earlier.
Good, man.
Oh, a magic pocket? Seems you really thought of everything. I guess it's better to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Thanks. Please, also thank the magician on my behalf when you get the chance.
This dude's cool. I like this dude. We're probably never gonna interact with him again, but he's cool. And you're a guard. I don't know if you're gonna take one.
What's this? So you also believe in the prophecy. Keep it. I won't have any use for it.
But it's so cool.
What? You mean you don't believe in the prophecy?
No, I believe in the prophecy. But I also believe in another story. The story says that people once lived in the ocean. They were one with the ocean and couldn't live apart from it. But as time wore on, people desired to live on land and developed blood vessels, encapsulating the sea within their bodies. Thus could people set foot on land. So, if you ask me, when the water rises and takes us all, it'll be like we're going home.
Guess so.
We hadn't heard that one before. But people can't live underwater. They'll die.
True.
You should probably still take it.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I just feel that being dissolved into the water doesn't necessarily mean death.
I mean, unless this dude is like secretly a fish or some kind of water hybrid that can, you know, breathe under here, yeah, that does kind of mean death. I don't mean to get gloomy with you, dude, but it does kind of mean death. At the end. On the other side. I was gonna try and fly over, but I guess that's not a choice. We're gonna swim. We're gonna take a little dip into these nice, clean Fontaine waters. They're at least a little bit clean of the drama. Oh, it's the captain.
Huh? I don't want that thing. Way I see it, if the prophecy's true, it's still gonna be a long time before the water can cover everything. Life is all about living in the moment. What use is there in worrying about the future all the time? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
You should still take it. You never know when it'll come in handy.
Cool bag.
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that if I start moving, that means I've already given up on the life I have now. I'd really rather not.
I mean, just have it in case. Otherwise, use it when you're hauling stuff across the city.
Oh, you already handed out all of the magic pockets? That was fast. So, what did people have to say? I bet you heard some, interesting opinions.
No kidding.
Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes. I know they'll change their minds, so it's only right to help them prepare.
Is there anything else you need to do before we leave?
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontaine. Since we're out and about, I was thinking about bringing him some more materials.
So, you want to collect materials? Just tell us what the materials look like and we'll help. Many hands make light work.
Oh, that would be much appreciated. We'll need some Romaritime flowers. I remember seeing them near the waterfront on the east side of the harbor.
The east side? Oh, okay, over here. Oh, if you guys heard that alarm, I do apologize. That is my cat feeding alarm.
It seems we have to use Hydro to collect Romaritime flowers.
Well, good thing I have Kokomi. Oh, she kind of matches the color palette and vibe of the flower. I like that. That's really pretty. Oh, we just have to do it once. Okay. Ooh. Okay, that one actually kind of bloomed. There we go. Can we get extra though? I'll take whatever this is. We'll figure it out later. Now, how do you dash again in this game? Oh yeah, it's one of my broken buttons on my controller. It's broken because I've used it so much for sprinting.
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an experienced traveler. I've also finished collecting a few here. Maybe next time you'll feel like helping too, Lynette.
No way. I'm in power-saving mode today. Otherwise, I fear I may not have any energy left for the performance at the Opera House.
Fair enough.
Fine. Though the performance is still a long way off. Now that we're finished here, we should get ready to head back to the Court of Fontaine.
So, we're going to the Court of Fontaine before we head to the Opera House? Good. Paimon wants a tour of Fontaine's largest city and try...
The court and opera house are the same though, right? Paimon forget?
Wait, shh. Have you noticed that person over there? The young girl.
She's new.
Huh? What's wrong with her? Paimon didn't notice anything.
She's obviously a thief.
Oh?
Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We divert attention, and a distracted audience is one that won't discover what you're really doing. Watch her movements carefully.
Oh, he's right!
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. Perhaps we should split up. You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll be her escape route if she tries to run.
Understood. Leave it to me.
All right, let's go.
Go, go, go! The top of the lift. Okay. It's a pretty cool elevator. It's long elevator, though. But I mean, I guess the next place up is a cliff, so it's gotta be really high. Alright, and I guess we'll just stand right here.
This is the spot where Linny wanted us to wait.
Cat! Thief!
Oh, look! Isn't that her?
Oh, she's in trouble now. Get ready to stop her. Or she's turning around.
Did she notice us? She started running the other direction. What should we do? Should we chase her?
The rest is up to Linny, especially because we're not citizens here. It could prove arrest depending on what laws are here. So, sorry.
You're right. She might also be trying to lure us away.
True. You wait, but there's no sign of the
Nothing's
thief.
happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Linny caught the thief.
Seems there's no reason for us to stay here. Though, I mean, Linny didn't come find you either. I mean, I guess otherwise we're standing here all day. And now we gotta go back down. He's so gonna yell at us. Wait, it says higher. Oh, shoot. He was probably just down those pairs of stairs. Well, on an elevator ride, I guess. And I'll just keep Kokomi on in case it needs more Hydra for anything else. But, whoops, my bad. And we also need to go claim that statue up there anyways. Nope, we're going back up. Sorry, anybody who needs to use the elevator, elevator's kind of ours. Me and my little bird, which I forgot I had. It's one of the few little floating accessories I got, because I think all the other, like, Sealies, I never got, but I forget how you get them. I think they're web events. I know one of the little floaty ones is a web event. I think the little paper samurai from an Inazuma one, which I did not play at all.
Yae Publishing House has released numerous works that lay out military strategy in a simple and pragmatic way. Those are my favorite.
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check to make sure you're not missing anything else.
No, that was all. Oh, I can't thank you enough. I didn't notice a thing earlier. Anyway, I should be going now. Thanks again.
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her. She distracted me by dropping the thing she stole on the ground. By the time I looked back, she was already gone.
I saw the general direction she went, but Linny twisted his ankle, and I needed to make sure he was okay.
Oh, did you get hurt, Linny?
I'll be all right. It's just a twisted ankle, that's all. In fact, it's feeling better already.
If you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it. Imagine what would happen if you managed to derail our performance as a result.
You're right, you're right. Sorry, Lynette. I have to admit that the thief was even more skilled than I had anticipated. But at least we were able to get the stolen items back, so it wasn't a complete failure.
True.
What a slippery little thief. Guess things turned out all right in the end, though. Linny's initiative paid off.
Just gotta watch out for her.
All right, let's put this little detour behind us. We should go to the Court of Fontaine now.
Yeah! Let's go! Guess I need to claim the Statue of the Seven first. The world to open itself before those with noble hearts. And now we got a little bit more zone open. That's quite a decent path. Ooh, this must all be desert then Wait, is this really all desert? God, that's a lot of desert. But I guess Sumeru is pretty big as a whole anyways. 3 different zones. Inazuma had its islands and all, but if you put them all together, they do not match the size of Sumeru. But I've not done anything in the desert. I really should at some point, though. At least claim the waypoints. I'll go back and do that on my own at some point. Did light just start flooding from the Statue of the Seven just now? Let me try and do a Paimon voice. Except it's probably not going to be as off-putting as her voice usually is. Oh god, that's going to be so hard. That's so weird. Did anything like this happen before? It's normal for a Statue of the Seven to glow. Angelcomb, you didn't feel uncomfortable at all? Huh? The water is speaking to me. Like, Paimon's gonna believe you if you crack jokes like... Oh, jeez, I cannot do her kind of voice. It is not sticking. If you crack jokes like that, you must be fine. Though, after it lit up like that, the air does feel a lot more humid. Maybe it's because of all that hydro energy that was released. Paimon heard that in Fontaine, if you use elemental energy properly, you can even swim underwater. Maybe you can even find sunken treasure. Paimon will leave the treasure free. Oh my god. We'll leave diving for treasure to you. Paimon will stand on the shore and wait for you. It'll be lonely going underwater alone. Yeah, we'll make Paimon swim with us. But being in the water is scary. You can swim. What if Paimon accidentally gets swept in the... Oh, Jesus. I'm trying to, like, do a semi-voice for her, but it's so hard to, like, get one that's high-pitched enough and it stays. What if... That might be a little too much. What if Paimon accidentally gets swept in a current and gets all turned around and dizzy? Then she won't be able to fly away no matter what. Just like before Paimon met you, back in Mondstadt. Then I'll fish you out again. Really? Then maybe Paimon can try going underwater with you. You better not go back on your word. Okay, that kind of ended up working then. Fontaine's Blessing. A mysterious power that flows out from the statue to imbue you with the blessing of the transoceanic source water. Your progress will remain hindered so long as you are moving through the lakes of Fontaine. Under the protection of the transoceanic source water, what you expend while moving underwater is not stamina, but aquatic stamina. As such, when your aquatic stamina is expended, you will not drown. Well, that's good. I guess we won't die here from drowning then. Or maybe it's in certain zones we won't die from drowning, which is good. Ooh, she's floating way ahead.
So, we ride this thing to go into the city? What an ingenious way to get around! People in Fontaine really know how to use water!
This is an aqua bus. It allows people to travel between several key locations around Fontaine. It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little dull after a while. The scenery is always the same. That's why it's better to travel with friends.
So you mean it's still boring even when I'm riding with you?
Oh.
No, that's not what I meant. It's just that, well, you don't really talk that much. Besides, it doesn't really feel like a real trip when it's just the two of us. It's the same as being at home.
Whatever.
Guess that's what it's like to be an older brother.
It's about time for us to leave. Let's get on board.
Who's this?
Oh, excuse me! Aren't you the great magician Linny? And his assistant Lynette?
Hello. I don't believe we've...
Cryo!
I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Oh, I remember we heard about the Steambird before. I think in Leeway. I think because
Nice
of
to meet you.
a
From the
character. I don't
Steambird,
remember
huh?
the name.
We've often relied on your paper to promote our performances.
It's an honor to meet you.
Wait, could that be the legendary traveler who's been making headline after headline in their journey across Tibet?
I guess you could say that.
Amazing! You recognize everybody almost immediately!
I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who's who, would I?
That's true.
Wow, today must be my day. Who knew I would end up on the same boat as so many VIPs? Could my vision finally be showing me some favor?
I love her enthusiasm. She's turned out to be a cute character for the moment. Hopefully she doesn't have some
So,
twist to
Charlotte,
her.
what do you usually report on?
Well, when there isn't any breaking news, I mainly cover the trials at the Opera House. You could still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things from a clever enough angle, even if it's the same old topics. For example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships, or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days.
That would definitely get my attention.
That's fine and all, but what I'm really after is exclusive, sensational news pieces that could shake the country. These smaller stories are a waste of my talents. Oh, I just remembered. I've been following a case lately. Well, a series of cases, actually.
Do tell.
You mean the serial disappearances of young women case?
Oh.
That's right. These stories are the talk of the town right now, and it's probably the most mysterious case we've ever seen. If I'm the first with a draft ready to publish when the case is finally cracked, and it's the headline story in the Steambird, oh, when that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy. I've already gathered all kinds of materials. I just can't wait for the truth to be revealed.
So, what is the serial disappearances of young women case? You mean the culprit hasn't been found?
That's right. The first missing girl case happened almost 20 years ago. And ever since, after a period of time, another girl disappears. What the cases have in common is that the girls are all of a similar age, and that they've all vanished without a trace. But the scariest part is that to this day, none of the girls have ever been found.
That's not
Many
good.
suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case, but shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen.
Could it be copycat killers? Then there must be more than one criminal at work. Yeah, exactly. Maybe they're copycat criminals.
Yes, it's possible. But either way, I believe that every case has some precise truth behind it, waiting to be exposed.
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family of those missing girls deserves some sort of explanation. I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to suddenly disappear. I'd pay any price to get her back, and then find a way to track down the culprit.
Please don't imagine that, Lenny.
I love how blunt she is. You continue talking on the aqua bus, and before you know it, you are arriving at your destination.
Hey, we're almost there! Look!
This is one cool little bus highway. So I guess it's less sidewalks and a lot more water travel.
Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you. Life should be full of pleasant little surprises like this.
Yeah, us as well. The ride went by too quickly.
I have an interview to get to. I should get going before I'm late.
I wish you luck.
Okay, Paimon hopes we can chat again soon, Charlotte. See ya!
Bye now. Oh, be sure to stop by and see me at the Steambird when you have time.
What a tough job. Always running around and interviewing everyone. Well, where should we go now?
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first? Besides, I still have all the materials we collected.
Sure, we wouldn't mind at all. This city is so huge, Paimon wouldn't know where to start anyway.
Fontaine so far is kind of reminding me of just a giant Studio Ghibli movie with the music and all the scenery. And with how enthusiastic some characters are, too. Ooh, now that's super pretty. They did really good with the colors. And like just like keeping like the water vibes, but not getting like too crazy with it. A lot of blue. And now we gotta go find their house. And I wonder, since Lynette's a cat, I don't see any cat features on Linny, but maybe he's hiding it under his hat. It could be part of one of his tricks, I guess. Or maybe he just didn't get whatever cat side there is.
This is our current abode. Ah, Fremine, you're home. Where did everyone else go? I have some new friends that I would like to introduce.
Oh, they all just went out a moment ago.
Oh my god. So, I've seen promo art of this character. For the longest time, I thought this was a girl. Good to be proven wrong before we went too far. Still a very handsome looking lad. I just really thought it was a girl. But maybe it's just because of the hair or how the eyelashes are drawn or something, I don't know.
I see. Everyone is getting busier now that Father will be returning soon. I suppose that can't be helped. Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a phenomenal diver.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Oh, you sound very proud to have a diver as a brother, Linny.
What a talented family. 2 magicians, you got a diver. It kind of sounds like there's more in the family, but they quoted Father. So maybe it's like a stepfather or like father of a business or something.
Linny, could you come here for a moment?
What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me?
It's alright. You can go ahead.
Okay, I see.
Is everything all right?
Oh, it's nothing. We were just discussing a little housework. Sorry for the interruption. Oh, before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more materials to make magic pockets. Were you able to get any, Fremine?
Yes, I went diving and gathered lots of materials. I was about to give them to you.
That's our Fremine, always quick with the underwater work. All right, I'll take these to the workshop.
Oh, and it's raining. Yeah, we better get inside. A little fox person? Huh? Would not expect that. I'm guessing it's probably not a fox, and it's some other kind of name. That's just the
Looks like
closest I
rain.
can relate it to.
Oh, you're right. But Wasn't it clear and sunny just a moment ago? Fontaine's weather sure is weird.
It's an ocean of water.
I'm afraid that's just how it is here. It often rains on days where there are trials being held in the Opera House, but don't worry, it'll clear up soon enough.
What's wrong, Fremine?
So I wonder if it's like weather based off of the Archon's emotions.
There's a legend about the rain that I tend to believe. It's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Though we don't know where the dragon went, every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain. When I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play, I should yell toward the sky at the top of my lungs. Hydro Dragon! Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
Could the Hydro Dragon be the elemental dragon of Fontaine?
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain wouldn't be very unusual. Let Paimon try something.
Okay.
Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
I mean, if it's only one person saying it, it might not be able to hear.
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
Or you need many people saying it.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism. Or could at least play along.
Sorry. It might be because we've never met the Hydro Dragon. Perhaps it can't be comforted by the words of strangers.
After some time, the rain stops.
It rained for longer than I suspected. Oh, it's already getting late.
Did we just stay outside in the rain? I hope we went inside.
Was there something you needed to do, Linny?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. I need to find a way to catch the last aqua bus of the day. On the day of the performance, just ride the aqua bus to the island of Araneus. I'll have Lynette meet you at the fountain in front of the Opera House.
Sounds good. You go ahead, Linné.
Oh, are you leaving now?
What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, I get it. You feel nervous delivering the materials for the magic pockets, is that it? Perhaps we could trouble the Traveler to help us take these materials to the Beaumont workshop and deliver them to the owner there? I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introverted, and the boss there tends to be pretty talkative. Fremine has always been a little afraid of her.
No trouble at all. Don't worry, we're on the case.
We're here to help. Got nothing else to
Sorry
do.
for the inconvenience. I'm quite useless when it comes to such tasks. I'll think of a way to make it up to you.
You're good, man.
Oh, no need. This'll be a walk in the park for us.
Exactly. We're used to running errands for commissions, for archons, for normal people. And we got nothing else to do anyways. We gotta wait for the performance, so. Right, this should probably be a decent path. Let's kind of follow this. Get to take in some views. Okay, we can probably get some recipes from there. On straight ahead, nice.
Hello? Is there anyone here?
Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made? Or perhaps you're just looking for a chat with me.
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials. Here they are. They're for making... what were they called again?
Ah, these must be for magic pockets. I could tell right away. I've already made several orders worth now.
Do we need to pay?
No need. They've already prepaid several batches worth. When they told me what they'd be using them for, I even offered them a discount.
Oh, that's good.
But they insisted on paying the full amount, saying that I had a business to run. It seems both their hearts and their pockets are made of gold.
Whoa. So, is Linny actually loaded?
I can't say for sure, but who knows? Maybe there's good money to be made being a magician in Fontaine.
Hey! Is this machine what you use to make stuff here? looks really advanced.
Why use your hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste not to use the latest technology. And wasting is a kind of crime.
But where does a big machine like that get its power from?
Water?
Well, it's a little complicated. I'm not sure I can put it in layman's terms for you. But basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's produced from trials.
What?
Huh? How can trials produce energy?
That's what I want to know.
Well, I'm not completely sure of all the details myself, but basically, when a trial is in session, the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale harvests people's belief in justice and converts it into energy to be used all around Fontaine.
So that's what its other function is? Paimon heard that the Oratrice was created by the Archon to make judgments. But Paimon still doesn't get it. How could something unreliable like people's beliefs be turned into a stable power source for these machines?
Well, Venti and Nahida both said the gods rely on belief to obtain power. I mean, otherwise they could have used kind of steam power, but you need the fire to do that. So, I guess Nation of Justice, they'd use people's belief in justice for that. That does make sense.
Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to take the energy created by belief and turn it into power for all of Fontaine, right?
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way before, it sounds like it makes sense. Besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called pneumosia. It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature. Even now, it still cannot be widely used by civilians.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since you're already talking, I'm sure you wouldn't mind a few words with me.
Uh-oh.
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I'd have the more I owe to Confrérie of Cabriere by next month? Why are you hounding me now?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running off by the end of this month? I want 50% today. Wait, no, 70%.
Huh? You...
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop. We've already finished our job and delivered the materials. Maybe now's a good time to leave?
You're right. Sounds like a usual case of somebody owing somebody else money. And I feel bad, but like if she legitimately owes money, it's how the law works.
Hey, hold on. Before you go around trying
Or
to collect payments, why don't you settle your own debts first?
Where'd he come from? Why is he here? Huh? I mean, I know he's a hydro element and all, but also Fatui. But I guess ex-Fatui now? I don't know, just why is he here?
If Confrérie of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work things out between us first, before you get back to your little conversation here?
You're from Northland Bank. But we said we'll pay everything we owe next month. Why are you hounding me now?
Traveler, Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are the chances?
Yeah, what are the chances? I haven't seen you in forever. And also, I feel like it makes your argument a little less serious if you're trying to hound people for money and then go off and talk to somebody else.
We're surprised to see you too! What are you doing here in Fontaine? You didn't want to stay in Snezhnaya?
We sure seem to have run into a lot of friends today.
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time now, and honestly, things have been pretty boring. But it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find trouble. Either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot more interesting now.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting. Besides, our trip here has gone pretty well so far, right, Traveler?
I think we've already weathered enough storms for now. Yeah, I mean, I think we're pretty good.
Northland Bank boy. Aren't you forgetting something?
Exactly.
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this. Why don't you wait for me over there for a while?
Oof, they're gonna try and hit ya.
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to sit and twiddle our thumbs while you catch up with your friends? Listen to me, boy. If you want your Mora, fine. Why don't you come and take it?
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler, the last time I took Tonya and Tooser ice fishing, Tooser said,
Hey! That's way over the line! All right, boys, let's see who has to pay up now!
Can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with our clients. You're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
Okay, sure. You go ahead, they're all yours. I don't want any trouble. Otherwise, I was just gonna leave.
I'm sure this won't take long.
Oh, shoot. I don't know how to play him.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Well, there we go. That was quick. I've never played him before besides the trials.
How are you so strong if you're just a staffer from Snezhnaya's Northland Bank? Wait, don't tell me you're...
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Just make sure you understand that you don't mess with Northland Bank. Got it? Huh?
Now's my chance!
Bruh. Now we gotta go and beat him up. No, okay, we're fine.
Huh. That was weird.
What just happened?
I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe there's something wrong with my vision?
People are running away in the background. It's gotta be the Archon.
What happened? First time Paimon's ever heard of someone losing control of their vision.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway. Besides, I always have my delusion in case I need it.
You better not use your delusion too often.
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? And don't say it's work for Northland Bank.
Well, I guess it's because I've been in a bad mood lately.
Oh?
What kind of reason is that? Wait, since when do you feel down about anything?
I don't know. Maybe I still have a lot to learn about myself. But recently, there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me. And I don't know why, but every now and then I feel like I'm in a terrible mood.
Maybe you losing control of your vision just now is connected with that power you're feeling inside.
That is a possibility.
So, about this power, do you have any idea where it comes from?
I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell into some unknown abyss. It was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk. She was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always very strict when teaching me combat techniques. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it was because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that all my combat training would be useful in the future.
But what is it? What did you awaken?
She never explained that, but my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen into that abyss. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. but in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale that seemed to leap at us. Is that the one?
Oh yeah!
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind. I'll never forget it.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh. Seems a little twisted to Paimon.
It's very possible that the power inside you is connected to your incident in the Abyss. I mean, especially if that's where he got taught to use combat abilities, that's probably pretty spot on.
So why don't you just go ask your master? Maybe she knows the answer.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember falling into the abyss.
Oh, it sounds like some kind of ghost story.
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounters in this world tend to be elusive like that. Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you. I just remembered I have somewhere else I need to be, so I should get going.
What? More work for the Northland Bank?
No, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official champion duelists whenever I'm feeling bored.
Huh. Official champion duelists? You mean it's their job to duel?
Yep, in Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel with an official champion duelist. The champion duelists are all powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best, and the duel itself is a no-holds-barred fight with no specified stopping point. So engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. But if they lose, they'll have no choice but to stand trial. And the worst-case scenario is that you're simply killed in the duel. Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one has ever been officially sentenced to death. So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused, or those who greatly value their honor. Otherwise, why gamble with your life?
Yeah, no kidding.
So, do many people actually get out of their trials by winning the duel?
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine probably enacted this system as a way to show that the nation respects the honor of its citizens. Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with, which is exactly why I was itching to face them as soon as I got to Fontaine. Apparently, the one I'm meeting today, Clorinde, is the strongest of the champion duelists.
Oh, we saw her.
I've been asking her for some time before she finally agreed to face me today.
Well, that's child for ya. Paimon feels like we heard that name somewhere before. Clorinde. Huh.
When we met the Hydro Icon?
Oh, before I forget, I want you to have this.
What?
Huh? Your vision? You're seriously just giving it away?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel, so I think I'll be better off without it for now. Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while. I'll come retrieve it when I have some time later.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse to come talk to us again, don't you?
I mean, this conversation hasn't been too bad, but I feel like something's gonna happen to that vision, and either we suffer, or just the vision itself suffers.
Whatever gave you
Could be
that
wrong.
idea? I'll be in touch later.
Well, you kinda have to. Have fun.
That sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling down lately, but he seemed the same as ever to Paimon. Well, seems we don't have much to do for now. We might as well walk around and see the city before Lenny's performance.
Doesn't sound half bad to me. Under Paimon's enthusiastic leadership, you all walk around the court of Fontaine.
Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was the murderer all along!
Hey, Paimon, don't blurt it out.
Sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. Whew. Paimon never saw that twist coming. The murder mystery novels here are amazing!
Never thought I'd see the day when Paimon would enjoy reading.
The whodunits here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light novels you see from Yai Publishing House. Both have their merits, but Paimon thinks this style of novels are more, well, novel. It's so exciting to reach the moment when the mystery is uncovered, especially in the one Paimon was just reading. You should buy a copy and read it too.
I'm good. You already spoiled who the murderer is.
Oh, sorry about that. Paimon will be more careful next time. Hey, shouldn't we be heading to the Opera House to see Linny's performance soon? It's almost time for the show to start, so we should get going. Linny said that the Opera House is on Aranias, so let's go ride the Aquabus!
Aquabus time! Crap, how far does it want us to go? Oh, okay, pretty straight line. It's pretty simple. Though I don't know where the nearest Aquabus is gonna be, so... Oh, there we go. Oh, and we got a point. Boop. Nice. A little more primos. I don't really have anybody I'm pulling for. I don't even know who the next banners are. I'm gonna have to take a look. I'm missing several characters. I wanna like get all the 4 stars. And I'm wanting 2 certain 5 stars that aren't Fontaine related. I don't know all the characters anymore. Oh hey, there's Charlotte and fancy looking dogs. Okay. Charlotte! Woo!
Huh? Isn't that Charlotte? Who's her friend, and what are they chatting about?
That looks like the thief, but it might just be the same design copied over.
Please, with the cherry on top, Charlotte! Journalist extraordinaire! Please tell me you're joking! I read that a gang of criminals tricked the Gardamex by disguising themselves as blubber beasts. It's true, isn't it? It has to be! I've invested all my savings into graph adversarial technology and even taken out a sizable bank loan. I'm begging you like the beggiest beggar in all of begdom.
I need
Jesus.
you to calm down a little, Miss Lapine, Pauline. I admire your passion for your research, and I don't mean to dash your hopes for those, big-ticket orders. But I'm afraid I'm not joking. The Blubber Beast incident was a short story mailed to us by an anonymous amateur author, written in the style of a true story.
Amateur author?
It sounds like they're just discussing a story, but why does this Miss Lapine Pauline seem so distressed?
Funnily enough, I actually remember being in a meeting where the editing team was debating the potential risk of misleading the public with this story. They even went to Maison Gardiennage for advice. But to our surprise, they fully supported us printing it. They figured that the false intel would be a great way to dupe potential criminals into wearing ridiculous costumes when breaking the law. In truth, Gardamex are extremely sophisticated in their capabilities. They can identify criminals just as reliably as the best human guards, so a crude disguise isn't gonna get you far. If anything, it'll just make you stand out all the more. Since we ran that story, the Maison Gardiennage has made a slew of arrests, including, one phantom blubber beast, a titanic red-crowned finch, and a specter man. So I knew this story had helped out law enforcement, but this is the first time I'm learning of an innocent citizen being deceived by it, and investing so much Mora for nothing.
My god.
Uh-oh. She really sounds like she's in pain. Paimon thinks we should just ask Charlotte what's going on. Hey, Charlotte!
Traveler, Paimon, it's you! I was in the area taking some photos for a story when I got to talking to Miss Lapine Pauline about her research. She read an article in the Steambird about a criminal who evaded Gardamek detection by disguising themselves as a blubber beast. Inspired by this story, she spent a lot of Mora researching counter-criminal image recognition technology. Her aim was to improve Fontaine's public security by developing a device that could enhance Gardamek's target recognition capabilities. She was hoping I could write an article to spread awareness about image recognition technology. She even paid me for the article and gave me one of her prototype devices before I could get a word in. But unfortunately, it was just a fictional story, and her efforts and aspirations were all in vain. I tried to let her down gently, but she's finding it all very hard to accept.
This is a new situation for us, too.
I mean, especially if you put a lot of money into it, like, that's gotta be devastating.
It's such a pity. It seems like the author was only trying to make the story interesting, and the Maison Gardiennage only had Fontaine's best interest in mind.
It's no one's fault. She's a victim of a misunderstanding.
Wait, Miss Lapine Pauline, what are you doing?
I'm gonna pick a fight with a Gardamek, head to the Opera at Biclez, and get a one-way ticket to the Fortress of Meropide. That way, I won't have to repay my debts. It's the only way I can afford to keep on living.
Oh God.
Whoa, there's no need to go that far. I mean, come on, look at you. You wouldn't even dent the Gardamek's armor. In all likelihood, they'd only hold you up at the Maison Gardiennage for a few days before letting you out, and then you'd still have to repay your debts. Actually, instead of going into the technicalities of that, how much did you actually invest? How bad can it really be?
270,000 Mora.
Okay, well, escaping to the Fortress of Meropide over a sum like that seems like a last resort. Surely there must be other options.
Not anymore. I used to be an equipment supplier to the Fontaine Research Institute before that blew to pieces, and now I'm just a small-time engineer. I scraped together some savings over the past few years, but I put every last Mora into this project, and now I'm left with nothing. It's not just my savings that are gone. It's my whole future as a graph adversarial technology specialist and my dreams of becoming a billionaire one day. My life is over.
Don't despair, Miss Lapine Pauline. I think I know a way for you to turn this around.
I hope so.
This prototype you've given me, the camera lens for image recognition sample collection. It's really quite something. You said you designed it specifically for high-fidelity image capture and analysis, yes? The rapid focal length adjustment is a very useful function in its own right. It's sure to make many journalists' jobs much easier. In fact, I'd say it has the potential to revolutionize Fontaine's news media. So your research efforts thus far are by no means in vain. The technology you've developed may have many applications that you've never even considered.
Maybe?
Really?
I hope so.
Absolutely. I've been working as a journalist for the Steambird for a long time now. No one understands the issues we journalists face on a day-to-day basis better than me. So keep calm, take heart, and start thinking about mass production. In the meantime, I'll show your invention to all my colleagues to drum up interest in your product.
I can't believe it! If this is true, then I can look into setting up a whole camera lens development pipeline. My big-ticket orders and billionaire aspirations are still in the cards. Oh, maybe I should consider taking out another loan.
No.
That way, I can rapidly improve the lens production process, be the first to market, and prepare to battle for dominance in the camera industry.
Come on, stop daydreaming about your pipelines for a minute. Just take it one step at a time and see how it goes. There's no sense in putting all your eggs in one basket before things are even off the ground.
Yeah, because otherwise you're gonna get more in debt. Then she's gonna be crying a lot more. Being overly ambitious might come back to bite you.
And I can probably speak to some people I know and license my image recognition device to a workshop to raise some funds. I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner.
Oh, she's not gonna listen to us, is she?
There's no time to lose. I need to get to work. Early bird gets the worm.
Can you believe her? She just ran off. Paimon's pretty sure our advice went in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
It's understandable. When inspiration and passion strike at the same time, it's all too easy to throw yourself headfirst into your work and forget about everyone around you. A lot of journalists are the same way when they're first starting out. But don't you worry. I'm gonna write an article on all this, and I'll be checking in on her regularly. Her research has the potential to benefit the entire journalistic community. I'll give her plenty of input to stop her from going down any rabbit holes, and make sure mass production of her lens can begin as soon as possible.
It's reassuring to know that you'll be looking out for her, Charlotte.
Star journalist to the rescue. I hope it's a good rescue though, cause otherwise she's gonna doom herself. But I mean, Charlotte seems very capable.
Actually, you know what? Why don't you two take this prototype lens? I'm sure you'll have plenty of chances to use it on your travels.
I mean,
It
yeah,
takes the right
free
person to
camera.
get the most out of a new technology. In your hands, it's sure to capture some amazing sights.
Thanks a lot, Charlotte. What a nice surprise. We were just curious about what you guys were talking about. Totally didn't expect to get a free gift out of it.
You're welcome. I got something out of this too. The beginnings of a very interesting news story. The boundaries between real news reports and news-like fiction must not be blurred, even when there's a compelling justification for doing so. Yes, that's how I'll phrase it to the editors when I give them my feedback. Let's hope we don't mislead any more well-meaning citizens in the future.
Oh. Special Analyst Zoom Lens. After activating the Special Analyst Zoom Lens through the inventory or gadget shortcut bar, you can use your camera to use special photo taking function. After Charlotte activates this gadget, the original effects of framing, freeze, pointing, compositions, hold mode cannot take effect, but you can use special methods to take photos. I don't usually take a lot of photos though. And I'm not gonna get in any of these guys' ways. They looked a lot taller in the cutscene, but they're not as tall. So we gotta go straight that away. How do we get up to a bus? So we need one of those aqua buses. I don't think that's a hotel. Go to the plaza in front of the opera house, yeah. But where's a bus to get up? Maybe over there? Kinda doesn't look like it, but that's worth a shot. Oh, we can get a waypoint while we're here. I'll take that, thank you very much. Nice if we can open up the map a little more so we can see. So, what's up here? Oh, we can't even go in. Do we need to teleport somewhere maybe? I can't even teleport anywhere that's really gonna help. No, this might. Let's see. Hopefully it's not a bad place. Where in the heck? I don't think I've been here. Maybe I have, and it was just a cutscene or something. Will worry about all the oculi. Oculus? Wait, is that it? I don't even know if that's what they're called anymore. I'll have to check, but I'll worry about collecting them once I have my little counter set up. Okay, I won't even bother with that now, if it's gonna be all the way up there. It is time to go to court and go see a cool performance in the opera house. It's a lot of running though. Ooh. Hi dog! I still wish we could pet animals in Genshin. But it might be a while till we're really given that ability. If they do give it to us, because there's a lot of animals in Genshin, they just might straight up not, because it's not that important. And it's a lot of extra coding they gotta put in for the animals to react. But there's a lot of random fancy dogs. Hello. Fancy poodles. I guess that makes sense with this technically supposed to be in like the very French-inspired area. A lot of poodles, fancy-looking dogs, a little bit stuck-up looking, but it's just because they're like all fancy and prim and proper. Now this looks like an opera house. This looks ultra fancy. Got a whole little performance with the fountain too. Birds! We can shoot them.
Whoa! Now this is fancy! The Opera Epiclese. What a place to hold a performance! No wonder Linny and Lynette were looking forward to it. Huh. Looks like there's a lot of people standing around the fountain up ahead.
Oh, Archon, please bless us with a bright and healthy child. We pray.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long as our child is healthy and lives a peaceful life.
I guess if they're our kid, then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
Aww.
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine. There sure are a lot of couples here.
Vache.
Hmm? Oh no. Is it gonna be like another hidden person like in Sumeru with Nahida? I don't feel like that should be true, but maybe. Maybe another hidden Archon, in a way.
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
Wait, it's like when we touch the statue, it's the water talking to us. Did you hear something, Paimon?
No, Paimon didn't say anything. Are you hearing things?
Whose voice was that just now?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges here. It's customary for newlyweds to come here and wish for children.
Lynette, you scared Paimon. When did you get here?
Lenny asked me to wait here for you, remember?
Right.
By the way, Lynette, I seem to hear a faint voice just now.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
It seems as if the voice was coming from the fountain.
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you? Besides, it's the middle of the day. It's not the time for eerie things.
I see. I might be able to tell you something that could help explain the voice you heard. In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard is a result of your hypersensitivity to the hydro element. Others in my family have had similar experiences.
It's because of his sensitivity to the hydro element? But what would hearing a voice have to do with elemental power?
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what? What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. When do you cry?
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when Paimon's super happy. Oh, and also when Paimon's really, really scared.
So any emotion.
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. Even the tears that fall to the ground will eventually gather here. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
Maybe? That's an interesting explanation.
So, what did the voice say?
It seemed to be calling out someone's name.
Huh. If you were hearing their emotions, then Paimon wonders what happened to them.
Rather than worrying about them, we should worry about my brother first. Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance. So chatting with Linny might help him relax a little before he goes on stage.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Let's go in and see Linny.
Enter the opera house.
I wonder where she knows comes from.
A lot of birds here. It may be time to bring Venti out. Oh, why is there like... I wonder what these creatures are gonna end up being, like these people. So I'm sure they're probably people in some way. Oh, though I don't have Charlotte near me, it will be hard to do so. I noticed. Hold on, let me see if I can get a closer look. Sorry if this water's so loud. This might be a little hard to get a closer look. Here we go. So with Venti's eyes, I kind of noticed it is slightly different saturations, of course, but Charlotte and Venti's eyes are like a bit kind of close in look in terms of like the colors and how they're drawn. It's probably just like coincidence. I really don't think it means anything, but I find that a little bit cool. A little cool detail. Anyways, let's walk in with Kokomi in case we need hydro. Enter the opera house. Got it. Time to see what show is on. Wonder what their performance is gonna be. Whole little magic show? Ooh, that's a mood change.
Traveler and Paimon, good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Indeed.
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world. We've been looking forward to it.
I can tell, judging by how early you've arrived. But you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started entering the venue yet, which means now is the perfect chance for us to take you to the best seats in the house. Wait just a moment, I'll fetch the tickets. The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and here are your tickets.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh, front row seats. Thanks, Linny.
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a look at this?
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there. That's Cal, my assistant, calling me. I'll go lend him a hand.
Sure, best get busy.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. You go ahead, Linny.
Alright. The mood has definitely changed. Fontaine is really giving me a lot of Studio Ghibli vibes. Just with like how streamy and like kind of dramatic sounding some of the music is, even for the most the most normal of places. Though this place is definitely, you know, the most dramatic. It's an opera house. Why am I walking down here? I'm probably meant to walk here, aren't I? Or upstairs. Oh no, in here's fine. Railroad doesn't always mean up. He didn't say up anyway. Seems a bit empty, but I guess we did get here early, so. We get our front row seats and empty places. It'll probably fill up soon enough.
Oh, these should be our seats. Come on, let's sit down.
Who are we sitting next to? I think I've seen him. Oh no. Oh no, I got a bad feeling about this. Paimon, sit down, damn it. Take a little lower of a float. Shush. Just don't mention it. There's gonna be plenty of other people here. I'm sure. Stop looking at him. You're gonna draw his attention.
Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since we're sitting together and the rest of the place is practically empty still. It's kind of awkward if we don't say anything.
Isn't that usually your job?
You little... Of course you put this on Paimon.
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Oh, so you heard all of that, did ya? Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down.
Well, I mean, it is a theater. It's gonna be pretty loud. Hold on a minute. sounds. Is it the same voice actor for Sean Lee? So is this Silverstein? No, I don't know how to spell his name. Oh, okay, thank you, Google, for filling it out, because I kind of remember this dude's name. You know, you're gonna see it around no matter how much you try and avoid any spoiler promo stuff. What's his... Just making sure. Okay, no, it's two different people. They just sounded very similar, but I guess they might be going for like the same kind of like stoic, kind of stoic, responsible but older person. I guess kind of voices, just on the deeper end of things.
Wait, that's not it, Paimon's. Sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. So, let's talk, but, what should we talk about?
This is getting even more awkward.
Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Linny's too?
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
Ooh, I like his
you're
eyeliner.
Not friends with Linny, then. Oh, this is getting more awkward by the second. Paimon nearly forgot to make her introduction. Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Tevat. And as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself. I am...
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
He's a fan!
Wait, Nervillet? Could he be...
Chief of Justice.
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of justice and honesty here in Fontaine.
Whoa! Sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea you were such an important person.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really. And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to. There's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now.
Oh,
I
she's
believe
here
she is
early
trying
too.
to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may become flustered.
She's just a little silly goofy.
Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she has no idea that you saw right through her act.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
Huh?
He has to like babysit her.
Is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations, and the performance will start as soon as the audience has made their way to their seats.
Yay! The show's finally about to start! Paimon can hardly wait! Paimon's never seen a real live magic show before! Oh! They're dimming the lights! The show must be starting!
Yeah, Paimon, shush, 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 shush.
Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Nobody clapped. Oh no.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, there we go. Yay!
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today. Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless.
Ooh.
Huh? But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes.
Uh-oh.
It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do.
Oh!
Lynette, are
Where'd
you
you
still
go?
there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Paimon didn't see him do anything. Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
What a show. No wonder he's a famous magician.
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally hidden.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough, but Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member. Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now. There are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here, and one is there in the aisle among the audience. I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap! Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow! How's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
Let's watch and see.
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector. It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate.
It's either gonna be
Now
us
then,
or
let's
the dude
begin.
next to us.
Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations!
Or not!
You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside the magic box.
She looks
I'm
a little
sorry,
nervous.
It might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box. If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meropide.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Could you all give me a countdown? Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that!
I'm sure Linnea's prepared. With the whole crowd counting together, you couldn't even if you wanted to. Unless you all agreed.
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't be trusted. Let's practice together. Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58.
60, 59, 58!
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all on the other side once you've finished counting.
$54, $53, $52? Huh? Why aren't you counting, Neuvillette?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Oh, alright. You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something. 40, 39, 38!
Mr. Linney, are you all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, mid-air right above the audience.
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all.
I think it's all part of the show. Uh-oh. Is that good or bad?
What was that noise? Did you hear it too?
Did it come from the stage?
Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone's worried about it.
25! 24! 23!
What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix it, but it's pitch black in here. I can't tell left from right.
Never mind the decorations. There's no time for that. The show is what's important.
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. Don't worry, we still have 20 seconds. Hear them counting?
19! 18! 17!
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. I apologize, everyone. It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know it can be tiring to do such a long countdown. 10 seconds and change is still plenty of time.
10!
Almost there now. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Do it?
Ta-da!
Yeah! Did you come out just fine? What? Did they just kill someone?
What happened?
What? Oh shoot.
Huh? Is this part of the show? Mr. Linney, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice!
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough.
After some time, the guards completed their investigation.
Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead.
Oh, what?
His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linney's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance. And there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
The serial disappearances case?
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
And to pull it off like this, in front of an audience including the Archon and Chief of Justice. It's freaking ballsy.
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly? I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
Oh, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not? The deceased is one of your assistants, is he not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a bald-faced challenge.
That can't be right! How can Linny do this? He was in the box on the stage the entire time! We can even hear his voice! Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances! He couldn't possibly mean catching himself!
I feel like he wouldn't, but he's a suspect at the most. It's hard to believe all of this happened during the show.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linny and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
Huh? I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
This is an odd side to see of her, at least compared to the whole drama queen actually gave us earlier. She seems very, kind of shy and flustered against the Chief of Justice, as though he's really the one with the power, though she is the God of Justice. I don't get that, but okay.
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna personally deliver justice.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show. Lady Farina said it all.
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing. That's right. I mean you, Traveler. You'll support Linny, won't you? After all, he was the one who helped you the first time we met.
I trust Linny.
Then there's no problem at all. You know, the Traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met.
Not really much of a duel.
But with Linny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. But draws really are the most boring possible outcome. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting showdown and decide the true victor than here, on the grandest of stages, the Opera Epiclese.
Huh? It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, Traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, I would like to ask you, are you willing to act as Mr. Linny's attorney and defend him in this case?
Yes, I am.
Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth. Linny and his troupe are all potential suspects, and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big-shot Outlander can build in such a short amount of time. I'm really quite looking forward to hearing it.
Everyone is dismissed and the audience begins to leave, along with Furina and... I'm gonna butcher his name.
Sorry about everything that happened just now. Were you frightened?
A little.
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident like that?
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. How could this happen? And poor Cal. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could possibly be the murderer?
No.
Good to hear. Thank you so much for trusting me. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But, if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries, such that all that's left is confusion. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not, and I don't know why poor Cal was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone tampered with my performance, then we need to figure out what they did. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Yes, it is very strange. I mean, like, and especially because they don't even have any traces of where the girl went, and then one of the troops get replaced into it. Like one of his troop members. And also, I don't know, there's Lynette. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit tired. I didn't even like register Lynette is right here. Glad she's okay.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible.
Where did you get those glasses?
Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh? Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back to my normal self. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence. Good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for that. We'll be counting on you.
Yes, thank you so much.
I won't let you down.
Yeah, just leave it to us. Oh, since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
Yeah, that is
well,
my question a little.
I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tricks is going to be important evidence that will be weighted during the trial. 'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it. We should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon is on the case!
Paimon, take those off. Looking a little too silly right now.
Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
We're Lene and Lynette's attorney.
Ah, I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'd avoid getting mixed up in this whirlpool of a mess if I were you.
Huh? What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it.
But why was Cal inside?
This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
But he doesn't have a motive.
True.
Are you both good friends of his?
Well, you can't say we're good friends, but we've known each other for a little while.
Like a few days.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand. I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence.
People can also be the most reliable evidence. I mean, especially if most of the evidence are going to come from people, a little bit on like a little slightly tired tangent. Like, you get most of your evidence from people, if not the crime scene. And if the crime scene is not going to provide a lot of evidence for you, you have to use the people. Words may not always be the best form of evidence to legally depend on, but if that's all you have, then that might be all you are able to work with.
Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
You can use the case record to confirm your current evidence and clue collecting situation and sort case-related information. You can check as yet undiscovered evidence and clues in the case record, then investigate the corresponding area to locate them. Use a perception skill to find evidence and clues that can be investigated within a certain radius around yourself. This will advance your overall progress. Guards Investigation Report. The investigation from the guards indicates that the fireworks launched at the tail end of the magic performance set the rope dangling the water tank alight, causing the tank to fall and kill Cowell, who was within it. It seems evident that Linné is the likeliest user of the prop to commit the crime. However, the reason for the victim being Cowell and the reason for the lady's disappearance remains a mystery. The deceased identity. The deceased is one of Linné's assistants named Cowell. He was well trusted by all his colleagues. His job was setting up and inspecting the props as well as assisting the show and keeping the crowd engaged. Alright. I know we are just at the point of investigating a crime, but I think this is a good point to end while we are not stuck in several layers of story. So for now, I do hope you all have had a wonderful stay in the Haven, and a very exciting stay as we investigate all of Fontaine's lore. Okay, that was a little rude. Sorry, Aether. Didn't mean to make you tired. But I do hope you all have had a wonderful stay in the Haven. I'm not sure exactly when I'll stream next, but it'll probably be some art over on Twitch. Just not exactly sure when. Things get pretty busy, so we'll see. But I am trying to stream at least twice a week if I can do so. More would be nice, but twice is all I can really kind of figure out. But anyways, I do hope you have had a wonderful stay in the Haven. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful Genshin adventure. And I will see you all next time. Bye bye!